Hi everyone, this is Gideon, Glide App Expert, and today I want to show you how we can track your users' movement, where they click, where they go, everything within Glide. Okay, we do not need Google Analytics for this or Tag Manager. We can also do it within Glide, and there are several ways to do it. I want to show you today the method of activity log. Okay, it's basically a log of all the activities and the stuff that our user is doing. It's also a good way to not only know where the user going or what does he clicked, but also as admins we can also have some idea of who was the last login, when a user last touched our app, and so forth. This activity log cannot track when a user log in. So if we log in and enter the app, we cannot track this, but we're going to try to do our best with this activity log, and let's see how it goes. All right. So this is a rating app that I did in another video that you can check in my previous videos on YouTube. And basically what we did here is we gave a person ability to rate other people and even companies. So if I go to this one guy, for example, he can rate those two companies because he's not from this company, B. Okay, you see Derek is in B, so he cannot rate it. But what if I want to track what Derek is doing? So of course, if I will click here, rate, over here, then and he rates somebody, for example, then we will see here in the rating, Derek rated this item or this user. We can know who it is by relation to contacts. And this is the ID. And now we can see this is Alan. And we can do the same thing for the companies. And so we'll see here on data what he did, but we don't have some time, for example, of when this actually happened. So for activity log, I would like to use the Glide big tables. You can use it in any plan, free and above. And the reason I'm using this because I want to show you firstly, if you don't know how to work with big tables, there are some stuff you can do and you cannot do. Let's call it activity log. And not only that, the big tables allow us to host lots of data. So when we're gonna upgrade our plan with Glide, we will be able to store here more and more data according to the plan. This is how we can go beyond the limit of the 25k rows, and in the highest plan of the enterprise we can even go up to 10 million, okay, with this Glide big tables. So that's why I want to use this, because we're gonna create lots of rows in this activity log. I'm going to show you how every single click we can track and to see which user did what. So let's start like any table. It's best practice to add row ID. And next we can add a username. I would like to add a fixed data as much as possible and not using lookups or complicated relation in Glide big tables. I would like to put as much data as possible, which is I would say fixed data. Okay, I don't want to use so much formulas, also because some formulas do not work with big tables, and also we cannot sometimes filter with them or group with them. So it's just best practice to try to put as much data as you can as fixed data. All right. So we need username. So even let's group them together, all user stuff. So username, and I would like, very important, his email. And then we need action taken. So this is how we will know what he actually did, and when action was taken, and this is going to be date. You can even use log one here to know exactly when it happened, which day, which time, and so forth. We can, let's say, even item ID clicked, if we have any. Not always going to have it, but let's say we have. For example, if he clicked on contacts, I want to see which contact he actually clicked. Of course, we can say he clicked on Derek, for example. But it's also nice to have a item ID, so we can make maybe relation to it or whatever we need. So let's start with the basic thing, rate. Oh, let's add even something more interesting. So when action started and when action ends. And I will show in a second what I mean by that. I mean, let's take it a bit further. Why not? Let's get a bit more data out of it. So I'm going to delete this row, which we don't need. And now I'm going to click here on the collection of the contacts, basically, and go to the button called rate. This rate, what it does at the moment, is opening a form screen. But I want to record that Derek clicked on rate of Christina when he did it, and when he's done, I want to know when he finished. So how long Derek took to rate Christina, how long it took him to rate Elena, stuff like that. It could be interesting to know how much time an action actually took, right? So what I can do here now, I can take the activity log, and I want to add here to rating the activity log ID. And this is how I can connect between the rating and the activity log. And this is how I can document start, end, and so forth. You will see in a second. What else? Okay, so also we need to connect them. So I'm gonna make activity log ID relation, singular relation, so I can write into the activity log. And here I'm gonna write the row ID and just save it like this. Of course, you will see here query, the word query, because when you click on it, it will show you the actual data. It's something with big tables. Some of the indication and the differences between big tables to others. For example, you see another relation, but to glide tables, immediately we see what is there. Here, big tables need a more process and a bit more time to actually see what is there. All right, so the first thing I want to do is to create a custom action. Okay, so again, I'm going to click on the action here on this button, rate. And I go to workflow for contacts. all the workflow for this item contact, and I'm going to create a new workflow. And I'm going to give it firstly a name, rate contact. It saved the one action that already exists, the form screen, but now I want to add another action, and this action will be add row, and I want to add row to the activity log, and we can use the user name, his email, and clicked on rate for, and then we can take the name of the person he clicked on, when it started, current time, and item clicked, we put the contact ID. So now we have this when action ended, so this is where it's starting, right? So now we need to write this, we can use glide, we can, every time we create in a row this action, I can write the ID, the row ID of this specific row. So we will write it here inside the contacts, because this is the item I clicked on. So let's call it last activity log ID. And again, I want to make a relation just in case I might use it. So last action, activity, and row ID, and save it. Let's go back to our action, edit workflow. So now I can write this to the user profile, to my own profile, so I can use it later on if I need to. All right. So now we can click rate, and let's see what happens in the background. Firstly, it returned the activity log to direct row, and it added this. Okay, it added this row with the name of the one clicked, email, what he actually did when it got started. So now we can, on the submit button, we can do another action, and this action we can make another workflow. So end or submit rating. And firstly, I want to set column. Okay, let's set notification and say rated. And then we can make set column values, because I want to set the date and time of when I finished, when I submit that rating. So the row, I can take it from the user profile, from the last activity log I have been using. This is the last row I've been created. And there I can submit the end time. And basically that's it. So now I can click done, submit, and now if we go to data, activity log, we can see time started and time end, and we can even make duration. So duration, so format duration, so date difference, start time, end time, and here we can make seconds, and here we can show like duration like this, and we can make it more nice. By format duration we must use seconds, that's why I did it. So we can use seconds, and here we can put hours, minutes, and seconds. And now we can see this action of rating took him 1 minute and 34 seconds to complete. All right, cool. So what else we can do here? By the way, if you haven't seen the last video, the reason we can rate more than once is because the way we did it. You see 1 of 3 rating, so we made a limit that a person can rate for the same contact 3 times, and then it's been finished. So even here we can see now all the clicks of Ellen, and you see how it took him way less to do it. So now we have something like this, and of course we can do it in all the other stuff. We can even, let's say I want to see when he clicked on the item itself, not only rate, but something even simpler. So we can click action here, show detail screen, and in the same way I'm going to create an action, show contact screen, and here again I can add a row to activity log. Name, it's the user's name, and his email. Action, opened page, and this time we don't have like end time, so we can just make the start and end at the same time. Item clicked, and the row we can write it to the last activity log. Just best practice. In this way we can always go and touch the last activity log. So save it. So he went to Alina. How Alina is from this company. Came back, go to Bridget, and then in Bridget he made some rating and so forth. And now that we have some stuff here, we can make the activity log panel. So activity log, here on the collection we can make it as a table. We can move this and this. We can sort it by the when it's ended, because this is the last time he clicked basically. And this is the name. Email we don't need really. Name, action, and then we can say when, and duration. So of course it's a bit long, so maybe you can make it a bit less. Now it's a bit nicer. And yeah, so you see how Derek, he basically clicked on Christina first. He rated Christina, so we can even make it the action a bit smaller as well. So let's call it rate. Rate Christina. But what will happen if I click here and cancel, right? And then I click here and do this. So on the cancel button, we cannot really show the, I cannot put like any item on it at all. So basically he didn't finish this action. As you can see, when it's empty, which is another indicator. Okay, so we can say that when finished and if then else. So if ended is empty, did not complete, else show me when it ended. And then this I can put here. And this we can just make it by the start. So you see how the activity log looks nice. We can see what is happening. Did not complete. And this is a good way to track our users. And we can see Derek was the last login. So if we're gonna go to Elena, for example, and she clicked some stuff, and she rated Derek, and then Bobby also rated this guy. So eventually we're going to see here a long list of all the activity of all the stuff that users are doing. And yeah, and then this basically it. This is how you can track your users' movement across your app, understand what activity they did and what not. And of course I can even, let's say I just want to look at Alina Smith, what she's been doing. So I can just either do it like this, or because we use name, so I can use it like this by name. And then I want to see only what Derek has been doing, and see only Derek, which is also cool. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new, and I will see you on the next one.